Hello, everyone, wherever you are in the world, morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Hope you're doing well. And you may wonder what I'm up to today. Well, some of the stuff here maybe is already a giveaway, but it's that time of year again. It's mid-October. It's a beautiful day today, probably in Celsius, about plus 15, 20. But in about 2-3 days, maybe 4 days, the weather forecast calls for daytime highs of maybe -1, and snow is a bit in the forecast. So, as I said, it's this time of year again to get the summer/all-season tires off and put winter tires on. I'll take you along on this little tire change journey. I'm going to do this myself. Now, I already have tires on rims. The winter tires already on rims, so it's not taking the tires off. So it's basically a wheel swap. You can do easily yourself if you have the tools, the space to do so, or of course you can go to a specialized shop. Now, with me doing all this, that's how I do it. Disclaimer here, I'm not saying that's 100% the correct and the right way, but that's how I opt to change the tires myself. And again, I'll take you along for this journey. So let's get this started. So just like with everything else, of course, you need a few tools that make this much easier. And of course, the other thing as well, make sure whatever you do, it's safe. We are on a level surface here. It's in a garage. And we're going to block the tires on the opposite side of the vehicle. And again, that's just how I do it. I'm not saying that's how you should do it by any means. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to block, and I just have some firewoods here, wheel blocks. I'm going to put this on the opposite side of the vehicle to make sure it doesn't really roll, although the brakes are on, it's in gear and all that stuff. Then I opt to use a jack here, not the vehicle's one, that's just kind of a single one, that's a more heavy-duty one. And I'll be cheating a little bit as well. What I mean by that is the ones in the vehicle, normally you position them properly in the corner of your car where you want to change the wheel. With this one, I'm going to position kind of half in between because it's big enough. And then I have a little bit something to support the frame as well of the vehicle. And then I can lift up actually the whole side of the car, do both wheels at the same time. Got something to loosen up the bolts, the wheel nuts, and then of course to tighten again, torque wrench. I don't have it connected yet, but it's the air hose, so I can put the new, or the tires I put back on, they're actually from last winter already, to the proper pressure as per car and tire manufacturer. So I think we got everything together, so let's get this started. So as I said, we're going to start on this side, so I'm going to go to the other side. It's kind of off camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block, even though the brakes and everything is on, block the wheels so the vehicle can't move at all. With the weight of the vehicle still on the ground, I'm just going to loosen up the bolts here. I said don't take them all the way off, just get them loose. Now, if you have an air gun and all that wonderful stuff, you can do this with an air gun as well. There we go. Okay, now we do the front, same time. Again, as I said, all you want to do is make sure they're just loose. You don't take them off for anything by any means. Another thing, make sure you don't damage them. Like by them, I mean the nuts here, the lugs, wheel nuts, whatever the heck they're called, I guess, because you don't want to damage, because you need them be put back on again. So now with this out of the way, we are gonna get our jack into place. And whatever you do, make sure you don't damage the car. So be careful, and each vehicle is different. how you position this. So take care of it, how you do this. All right then. And I'm going to do the middle so I can take both at the same time. There we have it. That looks just wonderful. So that's ready and in place. So before I go ahead with this, I'm going to make sure I have the right wheels for the correct side of the vehicle. And if you want to rotate the tires, of course you can do this as well. Now, a little trick, what I've been doing, I mark them where I did take them from. So some tires doesn't matter, some it matters which way they are rolling off. You can install them this way on this side, or of course on the other side as well, but perhaps one side then is backwards. So pay attention, some of them have an arrow which way they should run, so you could actually swap them or change them from the front to the back, as long as the pattern, the run pattern, is still the same way. Tire pressure is fine. Of course, you can also check. I probably double check once they're on, but I also check before I put them on already. Check one more time once they're on. Tire pressure, that depends again on tire, on the vehicle. You find this normally the front door in the door frame. There's a sticker there. The tires also give you a range, how much pressure should be, but how much pressure the tire really should have for your specific vehicle. Consult the sticker on your frame, and that's normally at the door frame, the driver's front door. So this one is fine. So this used to be the tire from up front. So this tire I have labeled rear driver. So this used to be on here. This one used to be up front. So what I'm going to do is, for this winter, the one that was on the back goes to the front. The one that was at the front is coming to the back. We have these two tires and wheels ready to go. So next thing is we're gonna jack up the car. So now we're gonna start lifting the vehicle. Double check one more time. That's all good. There we go. And again, be absolutely sure you have the jack on a level ground. It's safe. You have the car properly supported with your frame before you start making any of these changes or lift. And if you are not sure how to do or what you do, please consult and check for help, or I guess drop by on a tire place and get them changed. Now, since they're all loose already, you can just easily spin them off now. Put them to the side, don't get dirt in them. But here you see how how easy that is, except it gets stuck a bit in here. So that happens. Don't try to pry them, just put them back on slightly, and then you can pull it loose. And what I mean by that, if the nut gets stuck in here, then you thread it carefully back on, and then you can just take it off. Then you grab the wheel and you try to lift it off. Don't try to scratch the bolts too much. There we go. So this wheel is off, and you don't want to damage the bolts here. They're going to on the front wheel. Otherwise, if you can't spin them on, you gotta go and see a mechanic at this point in time. Okay, I'll get this wheel out of the way. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black marker and I write on where this vehicle spent its summer, which position of the car. Then that makes it easy in the spring again, taking the winter tires off, putting these ones back on to match it up with where I want to change this tire to. You may wonder, what am I doing? Well, first of all, you can inspect the tire, make sure it's in good shape still, but also make sure I don't have a nail or a screw or something in that perhaps hasn't made its way all the way through. And if there is, then I can address this right now and otherwise fix this wheel or fix this tire. So I have no surprises in the springtime, and I try to put them back on again. So, but this seems fine. There's nothing there. And what do you have here? Labeled, you know, something that works for you. In my case, it just says FD, like Frank Delta. All that means is front driver. So it's so simple. Then in the spring, I probably put them back on. And again, as it spent its life during the summer up front, and it's a front wheel car drive, this tire will go to the driver backside, the one from the back up front. This looks all good. So we're going to line the tire up with the wheels, the holes here, with the studs over here, and lift that wheel back on. There we go. Here we go. That's already back on. So stay where you are. I just put one in here. Now here you want to be careful again. You don't want to cross thread anything. So make sure they go on very easily and hand tight. But this one gives me a little bit of trouble, so I just got to be careful for some reason. Here we go. And then you just do this kind of hand tight. And you do one at the bottom or opposite side, so not just right next. We go kind of to the opposite side. Here again, you can see how easy and smooth they spin on. That's what you want. So this way you know you are not cross-threading anything. And then you can just do this hand tight. Now it's relatively quick too. It takes me a bit longer because I try to kind of explain a little bit what I do or how I do it. And hopefully, if you choose to tackle this yourself, that gives you a little bit of an idea as where to start from. So we have them on. I'll take this one, and I'm not gonna make them really tight or anything. I just there we go. Make sure they're on secure. There we go, because we are gonna make them real tight with the torque wrench then. once the car is, in our case, off the jack again here. So I know this wheel is on secure. It's not torqued the proper specs yet, but once I let the car down off the jack, this is not going anywhere. You can tighten it properly. Now when you put this on as well, try to go a little bit in a crisscross pattern. Don't tighten one all the way and then the next one. Put this one on, put maybe this one on, put them all hand tight as you see. Then once you start tightening again, go across and make sure they are secure. So again, just a quick repeat, going over it real quick here. You just take all bolts off again. Make sure you don't lose these bolts. Don't get dirt into the threads and stuff. That's going to cause you all kinds of issues. It's going to secure it a bit with my leg here so it doesn't come off. We'll leave this in when we put the new one back on. So that's loose. Say don't scrape across the studs that come out here. There we go. Do a quick inspection. Make sure this is all fine. We have no screw or anything halfway in. Looks all good. And by the way, another thing maybe I want to point out, you always have these weights here on the rim. That's for balancing the tire, so it turns round, I guess, for lack of a better term. Otherwise, makes for a very uncomfortable drive if the wheel isn't exactly balanced. But that's a story for another day. Here we go. Again, careful you don't cross thread this. That's why I do everything just manually real quick. And I know there may be guys, some of you out there that go, oh boy, how is he doing this? But I said, I'm not saying that's the wrong way or the right way. All I'm saying is that's how I do it. Works quite fine. But again, one of the most important thing is don't endanger yourself or anybody else. And just take your time if that's the first time you do this. Any questions or anything? If I have the answer or no, please feel free to do so in the comments on our channel. So here again, we have them all hand tight. Next step, I think brake isn't on too good here because the handbrake goes to the back, but that's all right. We're not gonna fiddle and open the vehicle. It's still all doable. If I would have the handbrake tight enough, this wheel, it would not turn on me, but it's not a big deal. Just hold it. Make sure it's all tight. Just gotta torque it to the proper specs. So with this side all done, we can lower the car again. Couple quick check, looks all good. Now in my case, or whatever jack you have, this is with hydraulic, small one, release the pressure. Don't just crank it open, just go very slowly so the car comes down slowly, gets set on its wheel and not just clunk, plunge it down. So you'll see this, I do this very slowly. You can see how it's coming down from the weight of the vehicle. Looks all good. There we go, there we go. Then we open it, close it, pull it out. Next step is with our torque wrench. Get this out of the way. You can check it with the manufacturer of your vehicle. You adjust it to the proper torque. So adjust your wrench and tighten them all the way up. So you may need a little bit of an extension here if it's too close. It all depends how it's set. Again, you make sure you're on good. And as you can see, I tighten it down. Still more. And now you hear the click. There we go. That means I have it set to the manufacturer's torque specification. You do the crisscross pattern again. Make sure you don't forget any of them. If in doubt, just go back and double check. I don't want to lose a wheel. Sometimes people just use a tire wrench. You can do that as well without going to the proper torque, I guess. But then you don't know with certainty if it's not too loose or too tight. So I kind of recommend actually using the proper tools for the jobs. I would say after you drive maybe about 100 kilometers, double check one more time to make sure that actually nothing came loose and that everything is still secure and safe. Well, that completes one side of the car with the tire change. Still got to do the other side as well. Any questions, comments, please feel free to do so. I also want to take the opportunity. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Now this is kind of a little bit of a how-to. I change tires, but on our channel we have all kinds of different videos, whether that's traveling, that's going to a show, whether it's a car show, a home show, shorts format of various topics. You are a member already and subscribe to us. Thank you very much, and you may already seen some of them. If you're new to this channel, appreciate everybody being here, whether new or existing, helping us our channel grow. Much appreciated. And the channel of communication is always open. There is a comment section, and we also have a Patreon account. That's patreon.com/KassDays or /KassDays. You can find us there as well. We sometimes have a bit more in-depth information, what's going on, where, what, and how in our daily lives. But again, thank you very much to all of you guys out there, wherever you are. Your views are much appreciated. So till next time, perhaps check out some of our other videos, and we shall see you in the near future again. Thank you, and ciao for now.